Today, the Mercer County Board of Education also met for a special session to discuss an upcoming levy. The board approved a levy for the 2024-2025 fiscal year, and now this levy is set by law and is something the county pays for annually. However, it's not the only levy that the Mercer County Board of Education wants to pass. For 60 years, there has also been an excess levy that has to be approved by a vote from the community. The president of the Mercer County Board of Education says both of these levies are important to continue programs from arts to sports.
What the excess levy does, it allows us to do things that the regular levy wouldn't. For example, supplemental pay for our teachers. The extras, for example, with robotics. We use a lot of money on the robotics program. The excess levy gives us all those things that children and parents expect in their schools that without the excess levy we would struggle to provide.
Prudish encourages voters to vote yes on the excess levy in the May election, adding that he believes it's the most important thing on the ballot.